This is the Fury airbag vest from Furigon, and it's still on for my ride in this morning. And actually, having worn it for a couple of months now, I've grown to really like it. Not that I hated it when I initially got it, but I've never been a quick grasper of the airbag concept. Airbags are like the next step in technology that's going to keep us protected as motorcyclists, but in my mind, it's another piece of gear to put on and zip up before I get on my bike and go on my ride. So I never really was like urged to get one, so it's never at the forefront of my mind to add more equipment than was necessary. But after testing one for a little while now, it actually doesn't add any more faff or complexity to getting ready in the morning than not having it on. And actually, there is like an air of safety about it that you feel like, oh, if I come off, I'm probably going to be way better off than I was. And to be honest, I don't really notice that I'm wearing it until it comes to taking it off and putting it back on again. When you're on the bike, it doesn't really feel like you've got anything more than just the back protector. And by the way, this comes with a CE Level 2 D30 back protector, which is nice and ventilated, which helps keep it comfortable as well. And talking about ventilation, it's built with a 3D mesh, which is comfortable, thermoregulating because it has little pockets of air, which again helps to regulate temperature. And yeah, it's just a nice layer. Now the actual airbag technology and the brain box behind it is from a company called InNMotion. And again, if you've seen the channel, we've actually done a piece on the InNMotion setup by RST. Again, a link will be in the description so you can have a little watch of that. But effectively what Furigon have done is rather than try and build their own bespoke system from the ground up, they take InNMotion's technology and all the hard work they've done and package it into their own product. What this means is you've got a proven airbag system that's got loads of R&D behind it, that's getting constant information uploaded into it, it gets updated, and it's the same box that you'd find in any other InNMotion bit of kit. And because of this, we know we've got coverage on the back, up over to hold our neck in place, and around the chest and abdomen as well. It's got a nice bit of coverage with this vest. Now it is a standalone piece, so it can be worn basically under any bit of motorcycle equipment as long as you have the space underneath the jacket for it to inflate. Typically this is around 5 centimeters around the body, so you need a bit of room for this jacket to inflate. Now you can wear a backpack with it too, but you do have to wear the straps quite loose and not have it heavily loaded, as that can impede on the airbag's inflation. So if you regularly carry a backpack, maybe it's time to look into getting a tank bag or a top box. Oh, and you can add in the option of chest protectors. There are pockets for them if you did want to have that extra bit of passive safety there along with the back protector. I quite like it. It's quite natty. Natty? What? Now, one of the benefits of it being a standalone vest that you wear underneath your motorcycle jacket is that if it inflates because you have an off, so if the jacket gets damaged, well, this is still protected underneath. Hopefully the crash isn't that bad. You can continue to wear this. Now you can actually replace the inflator up to 3 times by yourself at home before having to send it off to get inspected to make sure it's still all working safely and correctly. But if everything's all good, you can have it back and then you can fall off 3 more times and replace the inflator yourself. You might have to question why you keep falling off though. It takes about 3 hours to fully charge from empty, and you can get about 30 hours worth of riding on one charge. For me, in the real world, I ride to work Monday to Friday. It lasts all week, and then at Friday, I take the little brain box out. Then I plug it in Friday night, and by Saturday morning, it's all good to go again. But I think realistically, as long as you plug it in once you're sort of done with it for the week, you're never going to be caught short and have no charge. If you like Rachel Riley and you like numbers 1,000 times per second, this little brain box is monitoring the conditions around you to figure out if you're riding along normally or having a crash. And if it does think you're having a crash, it will inflate in under 60 milliseconds. That's bloody quick. Quicker than H2R. Turning it on is really simple. You've got a button on the back, tap it twice, and it goes green and beeps positively. Cool, and if you have the InNMotion app, you can monitor the dashboard for basically everything about the airbag. Now, I've been a bit naughty. I need to do an update, but it also tells me I've got 79% battery and my inflator is detected. What that means is the inflator is in there and it's working as it should be. You can also do other things in here, so it tells you what to do if you've had an inflation, what happens next, how to install your new inflator. It's a pretty cool little app just for monitoring the condition. You can also change the different modes. So by standard, you get the street setting. There is also a track and adventure setting, although these do come at an additional cost, but we'll cover that a little bit later on in the video. But yeah, you can do it all from the app. I really like it. It's quite funky. But basically, once it's on and you've got the green light, you're good to go. Zip it up, ride off, have fun. Then when you're done, you come back, take all your kit off, double tap, and she's off. Now, another really cool thing with all that connectivity is that the data collected from you riding along and maybe having an incident or not gets sent back to InNotion. Don't worry, it's anonymous. And they use all this information to build a better algorithm. So the update that I have to install on my InNBox is going to help it make better decisions about riding conditions in the future. Another thing to note is that the InNotion does use a GPS system along with various other sensors. Now, if you go through a tunnel and you lose GPS signal, don't worry, everything is all going to be fine. It's just an extra parameter that it uses to like help figure out what's going on, but it doesn't rely on it. So don't worry about going in like a GPS black spot. You're still going to be protected. I'm just going to put it on because it's quite comfy. I like the inside. It's got like a nice light coloured material. I don't know why. I like it when the interior contrasts with the outside. It's stretchy. It's comfy. You can definitely get a thermal layer underneath. Nothing like you wouldn't wear like a chunky jumper or hoodie. You'd want to get like a proper specific base or mid layer underneath here. But it is comfortable, and actually it's really lightweight. You don't really notice you've got it on. But yeah, it's a nice little thing. And then over the top, with a Furygun Voyager, and we're all good to go for a ride. So if you want to get your hands on a Furygun Fury, it's going to cost you about 380 quid. However, to get the brain box that makes it inflate and do all of its magic, that's going to cost £399 if you buy it outright, which you don't have to. You can get it on a subscription model, which is £120 a year, and you can pay for it monthly if that's a little bit easier. For having a subscription to become more expensive than buying it outright, you'd have to use your airbag for 3.3 years, and then it becomes cheaper to buy it outright. However, there are some benefits to having it on a subscription model. And all these benefits relate to the little box that I pulled out earlier. This is called the InNBox. That's where all the technology and magic happens to keep you safe. If you purchase it, you get a 2-year warranty, and any issues, they'll obviously sort them out under warranty. However, after those 2 years, then you're out of warranty and you're a bit stuffed. If you subscribe, your warranty is unlimited. As long as you have a valid subscription, you're covered under warranty. You also get treated like a VIP, and you can have a new InNBox within 72 hours if something goes really wrong and they can't fix it remotely. They also will send it out before you send your one back, so you're never like without a box. Another positive of the subscription is, let's say, I don't know, times are tight and you need to save some money. Maybe you've had to sell your motorbike for whatever reason. You just cancel your subscription, send the box back to InNotion. That's it, done. No whatever's. Or let's say you subscribe for 3 years, you can actually have the option to purchase the box outright for £99, or you can continue subscribing. And if there's a new model of InNBox out at the time, a new generation, you get that one for free. So there definitely are some benefits to subscribing versus purchasing outright. There is something to note as well about subscriptions. If you want the track and the adventure modes, they are priced at £25 per year each, so bear that in mind when making a purchase. And if you're not familiar with what those modes do, track riding basically changes the algorithm so that it knows that you're riding on track. Obviously, you're going to be riding a lot harder, leaning a lot further over and doing different stuff, so your parameters for going off will be different. The same with off-road, you'll be riding a lot differently than you will if you're riding on the road, so you need a different algorithm to keep you protected. And I think that's pretty much everything you need to know about the Furygun airbag vest. And honestly, this is going to be one of the first videos where I don't set one off. Every single time we do an airbag video, I always get put in one and it blows up on me. And to be honest, I don't think you need another demonstration. I don't really want it to go off either. It's super comfy, it's very nice to wear. It just integrates really nicely into my normal riding kit. I don't notice I'm wearing it. In fact, it's really comfy having it on, and I wouldn't think it is a separate piece to my jacket that I'm wearing. And I think that's really important. When you have to add an additional layer of safety equipment, it shouldn't feel like you're adding more onto what you're doing. It should just integrate nicely. And that's what I really quite like about it.